evening. You're watching GW News Recap. This is the segment where we bring top stories of the week. Let's have a look at the headlines first. A suspected militant ambush in Manipur's Ukhrul district claimed the lives of 2 individuals, including a former Indian Army serviceman, while leaving at least 2 others critically injured. A 5-day total shutdown called in Manipur by the Joint Action Committee and Mirapai base following the killing of 2 miners in a bomb attack on April 7. In the first major legislative loss for the Modi government since it came to power in 2014, the Constitution 131 Amendment Bill 2026, seeking to advance reservation of 33 seats for women in an expanded Lok Sabha and state assemblies and facilitate delimitation of constituencies, was defeated in Lok Sabha. Iran has reversed course on reopening the Strait of Hormuz and reimposed restrictions on the critical waterway, a day after US President Donald Trump said he will continue its naval blockade in full force. And now the news in details. A suspected militant ambush in Manipur's Ukhrul district claimed the lives of 2 individuals, including a former Indian Army serviceman, while leaving at least 2 others critically injured. According to officials, the attack occurred on the Imphal-Ukhrul road when unidentified armed assailants opened fire on a convoy of civilian vehicles traveling towards Ukhrul and Kamjong. The deceased ex-serviceman S.W. Jinao Shang had previously served in the Naga regiment, while other victim, Yarinkam Washum, later succumbed to injuries at a local hospital. Authorities said the convoy had security escort only up to a certain point and was attacked after proceeding without protection. The attackers fled the scene and security forces have launched a search operation to track them down. Meanwhile, the Kukizo Council denied any involvement of its members in the incident, distancing the community from the attack. Officials have urged the public to remain calm to prevent further escalation. The incident comes amid ongoing unrest in the state, where ethnic clashes between Meitei and Kukizo communities since May 2023 have resulted in significant loss of life and displacement. The attack also followed a recent visit by Chief Minister Yumnam Kemchan to Ukhrul under a peace outreach initiative aimed at easing tensions in the region. A 5-day total shutdown called in Manipur by the Joint Action Committee and Mirapai base following the killing of 2 miners in a bomb attack on April 7. The shutdown, which has caused widespread disruptions and protests across several valley districts, will continue till April 25. It began at midnight on Saturday. The shutdown had a significant impact on the Manipur Valley districts, including Imphal East, Bishnupur, Kakching, Taubal, and Moirang Bazar. Despite strict security measures in all vulnerable locations, the morning market in the heart of Imphal city functioned as usual on the first day of the shutdown. Multiple reports confirmed ongoing agitation, including roadblocks, burnt tires, and arson incidents affecting daily operations in Manipur, particularly along the Bishnupur-Imphal corridor. Public transport remained off the roads and business was shut. Several vehicles carrying essential goods from neighboring states were reported stranded. Imphal has been largely cut off from the rest of the country by road, although flight services continued as usual amid tight security. The state government has handed over the case related to the killing of 2 miners in Tronglaubi of Bishnupur district on April 7 to the National Investigation Agency. Efforts are also underway to arrest the culprits. The JAC and other agitating groups have issued several demands, including the arrest of all perpetrators linked to the attack. A military crackdown on suspected Kuki militants, replacement of central forces with state forces in peripheral areas, and a judicial inquiry into the role of specific security units. In the first major legislative loss for the Modi government since it came to power in 2014, the Constitution 131 Amendment Bill 2026, seeking to advance reservation of 33% seats for women in an expanded Lok Sabha and state assemblies and facilitate delimitation of constituencies, was defeated in Lok Sabha. Of the 528 members present in the House, 298 voted in favor of the bill and 230 opposed it. The result well short of the 2/3 majority needed for a constitutional amendment bill to clear the House. The amended Women's Quota Bill, the 2023 Women's Reservation Law, still stands, was put to vote after a marathon two-day debate running, during which Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah urged members to support the proposed legislation and cautioned the opposition that women of the country were watching their intent and would not forgive them if they were denied reservation. The opposition in turn accused the government of using the women's reservation issue to push for a limitation exercise to help the BJP by withdrawing the country's electoral map and adversely impacting the representation of southern states in Lok Sabha. Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi accused the government of using an unconstitutional trick in the name of women to break the constitution. Following the defeat of the Women's Quota Bill, Union Minister for Parliamentary Affairs Kiran Rijiju told the Lok Sabha Speaker not to take up the two other bills on delimitation and union territories, since this will link to the Constitutional Bill 2026. Earlier, the government sought to strategize how to get the bill carried, but decided to go ahead with voting after failing to convince the opposition, which remained united against the bill. Sources said attempts were made to reach out to the Samajwadi Party and some other opposition parties during the day in a last-ditch attempt to salvage the bills, but these efforts were unsuccessful. Samrat Chaudhary, Deputy Chief Minister, on April 15 took oath as Bihar Chief Minister, becoming the first BJP leader to occupy the top post in the state. Bihar Governor Syed Ada Hasnain administered the oath of office to Samrat Chaudhary at Lok Bhawan in Patna. Nitish Kumar, who is now a Rajya Sabha member, resigned as Chief Minister on April 14. His elevation marks the end of an era dominated by Nitish Kumar's governance and the beginning of a new chapter for the NDA in Bihar. The 57-year-old Chaudhary, who was Nitish Kumar's deputy, belongs to the Koiri or Kushwaha caste, a prominent other backward class community that accounts for roughly 6 to 7% of Bihar's population. Among the backward caste, the Kushwaha community is the largest after the Yadavs. According to sources, Nitish Kumar's JDU had asked the BJP to appoint a chief minister from this very caste group. Born in 1968, Samrat Chaudhary comes from a family deeply rooted in politics. His father, Shakuni Chaudhary, was a 6-time MLA from the Tarapur constituency. His mother, Parvati Devi, won the same seat in 1998 for the now defunct Samda party. Chaudhary, who entered active politics in 1990, has pulled many a political switcheroo from Lalu Yadav's RJD to Nitish JDU to finally joining the BJP in 2017. All 8 people on board a helicopter were killed when it crashed on Indonesia's West Kalimantan province, authorities said on April 17, as search teams tried to retrieve the bodies and wreckage. The Airbus H-130 helicopter lost contact on April 16 morning, 5 minutes after taking off from a plantation area in Milawi. Muhammad Safi, the head of Indonesia's rescue agency, said. Rescuers have found debris suspected to be the tail of the helicopter, approximately 3 kilometers west of where the contact was lost. The cause of the crash remains unclear. A spokesperson from the local rescue agency said the 6 passengers and 2 crew members on board had died in the crash. Rescuers, including military and police personnel, were trying to reach the crash site via land routes as on April 17. Iran has reversed course on reopening the Strait of Hormuz and reimposed restrictions on the critical waterway, a day after U.S. President Donald Trump said he will continue its naval blockade in full force. Iran's military command in a statement said that Washington had broken a promise by continuing its naval blockade of ships sailing to and from Iran's port. Tehran said on April 17 that the strait was open following a ceasefire in Lebanon that halted Israel's war with Hezbollah. The announcement came after U.S. President Donald Trump said that despite Iran's decision to reopen the strait on April 17, the American blockade would remain fully in place until Tehran reaches a deal with Washington, including on its nuclear program. The Strait of Hormuz is a choke point that carries around a fifth of the world's oil supply. Its closure for nearly 2 months amid the Iran war affected crude oil prices and supply across many countries. Meanwhile, Iran partially reopened its airspace on Saturday to international flights crossing the eastern part of its territory. The war, which began with US and Israeli strikes on February 28, has killed at least 3,000 people in Iran, more than 2,290 in Lebanon, 23 in Israel, and more than a dozen in Gulf Arab states. Well, viewers, that's it for this week's news recap. And for more news like this, you stay connected to Global Window. Good night.